Yes. Good morning. Glad you all came. My name is Cheryl Burgess. I work for the Heart Caring Program, which falls under Cardiovascular Services. I've been here about 15 years. My new job entails community outreach, education on especially women's heart disease, signs and symptoms, risk factors, but we don't exclude men. We're doing a lot of screenings now. Right now we're concentrating on 3 PAD screenings for the community. We'll be offering them later on to the team members also. That's going to be a huge undertaking, but we're going to do that also. Today we're going to be talking about a public service announcement that the hospital has recently really embraced and become very passionate about. It's called Don't Miss a Beat, Make the Call. Women's heart disease and heart attack is right now the leading cause of death for women in the United States. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know the signs and symptoms. And we're not wanting to educate just women. We're wanting to educate bystanders, men in general. So it may not happen to you, but it may happen to someone that you love. So we want to just do a lot of education. This public service announcement came out in February. But we didn't kind of get started with it until a few months ago. And what we did was we ended up having a media luncheon. And we invited all the media from around the area and the surrounding counties, and they came. And we talked to them and told them what it was. Dr. Matt Logan and Dr. James spoke about it, how important it is that we get the message out there. And the media in Greenwood and Newberry and Lawrence really embraced it also. So they've helped us a lot get this message out. Have y'all seen the billboards? Have you heard the song? Yeah, the song is real cute. Sometimes I sing it hundreds of times a day. Newspaper ads.
Can you sing it?
I think hopefully at like February's Day of Dance that we can get a group together and actually there's a little dance that goes with the song. So that's coming. But we'll get started on this. What we're going to do is talk about the campaign itself, what it means, go through some statistics, and then go through the signs and symptoms of heart disease in women especially. Okay, so it's a national education campaign to alert women about heart attack symptoms and calling 911. It's actually called Make the Call, Don't Miss a Beat. And we're talking about the problems. A woman suffers a heart attack every minute and a half, a woman dies from heart disease. Those are pretty alarming statistics. Before this came out, women were polled, and what do you think was the #1 disease that women think they would die from? Cancer. And breast cancer especially. It was an overwhelming majority of women felt like cancer would be, if they were going to die for something, it would be cancer. But women 40 and over are more likely to die within a year of a heart attack than men. That's one of the reasons for that is they don't get treatment early enough, so they may have a heart attack, but the treatment comes later, so the mortality rate is higher. And even though awareness of heart disease has increased, women still are not, we're kind of still in denial that it's happening to us. I feel like it's happening to more men than us. We have a higher proportion of out-of-hospital deaths than men. And basically what happens is women die at home. They don't call 911. They don't get to the emergency room. They don't get the rapid response team. They don't get the CAFs. They don't get anything because they're denied the symptoms for so long that they end up just dying. And yesterday, Dr. Kim and Dr. Matt Logan were on an AM station doing an interview, and the lady interviewing them said, I don't know that many women that have had heart attacks, but I know a lot of men that have. And really, the alarming statistics is a lot of these women just die at home. And if they're elderly, a lot of times it may not come out that it was a heart attack. It may be, they died at home, you're elderly, it's kind of, end of life type death. Whereas really the heart probably had a lot to do with it. So we may not specifically see a lot of women come in with heart attacks, but a lot of women are actually dying because the statistics show it. And the other thing is that it's been shown to have a significant time delay in receiving diagnostic and interventional procedures. And Dr. Logan was talking about that yesterday. This campaign, we hope, will help a lot of ER physicians, not necessarily ours, because we really believe that our ER physicians really know how and when to decide that a heart attack is happening. And he kind of went into some details, but calling 911, you're going to have the EMS come. They're going to be able to assess you. They're going to go to an EKG. They're going to be able to talk to the physicians from the field. Whereas if you're not calling 911, trying to drive yourself to the hospital, you're delaying time. But a lot of facilities, the ER physicians don't take the women's symptoms very significantly. And that's why we think there's a time delay in diagnostic procedures, because the doctors are kind of going through, well, there's all these symptoms that women have. They're very much like other symptoms that we have for other things, and we'll kind of go through that. And according to the American Heart Association's latest study, only about half of women would call 911 if they thought they were having a heart attack. Knowledge of heart attack warning signs did not appreciate different. So women still kind of believe that the warning signs are severe chest pain. A lot of people say that's a heart attack. I'm going to have severe chest pain, and I'll know that I'm having a heart attack. And that really isn't the truth. So when you're not calling 911, it delays your entrance to the hospital, delays your care, heart muscle can die. I mean, you can have a significant disease because you didn't get here in time. That really does it. It's hard when you do an intervention to really take care of heart muscle that's already died. We benefit by calling 911 because of the emergency personnel in the field, the oxygen that they give you, nitroglycerin they can give you. And the big thing is that they're in touch with those ER physicians, so they're ready when you come in. And the EKG is very abnormal. The cath team has probably already been called, so that is so important. And, I keep stressing 911, and people say, well, what if it's not? And I've called 911, and they brought me in, and I had this huge bill. And, if we weigh the odds, and you call 911 and it's not, you do have a bill, and I understand that. But if you don't call 911 and it's a heart attack and you die, that's a lot more significant than having that bill. So you gotta weigh the odds. Really, for just very minor symptoms, you may not call 911. That may be a doctor's visit. But if you have a lot of the symptoms that we're going to talk about, and what most women that I've talked to, we have a support group that has a lot of women in it that really have had heart attacks. They say there was a lot of denial, that they really knew something was going on, and they didn't call. And it really, one of the ladies actually ended up being in cardiac arrest, and a lot of things happen, but if we really listen to our bodies and become attuned to things that are going on and know the signs and symptoms, I think you'll kind of know when to call 911. Okay, so when we talk about the usage, only 53% of women said they would call 911 if experiencing symptoms of heart attack. A little over half. But 79% said they would call if someone else was having a heart attack. Go figure. Caretakers, we'll take care of the world, but we're just going to let ourselves die at home. So for themselves, 46% of women said they would do something other than call 911. They're going to take an aspirin, they're going to go to their doctor, they may drive to the hospital. Don't drive to the hospital if you think you're having a heart attack. Reasons being obvious. Could you go into cardiac arrest? Sure. Could you wreck? Sure. Could you just be so sick that you couldn't drive and have to pull over, then try to call 911? There's a lot of reasons why, if you really believe that you're having a heart attack, that you really do need to call 911. Okay, so what happened? We decided to launch this campaign. It's for